Look around any gym right now. One guy's doing cable flies with his pinky finger extended because he saw it on a reel. Another guy's drinking a green powder that promises to unlock his anabolic potential. A third guy's doing 6 exercises per body part because his program came from an influencer who's never trained anyone but himself. None of them are growing. Not because they're lazy, not because they lack knowledge, because they're drowning in noise. Here's the truth. The supplement industry, the influencer industry, and half the personal trainers on Instagram don't want you to hear. Your muscles do not care about your program. They don't care about the brand of your protein powder. They don't care about muscle confusion or the 47 exercises you rotated through this year. There are exactly 3 things that build muscle. Everything else is decoration. Today, I'm giving you all 3, the actual mechanisms behind each one, and exactly how to apply them starting with your next workout. If you leave before the 3rd one, you will keep spinning your wheels, because the 3rd one is the reason the first 2 stop working for most people.
Let's kill the noise. First, muscle confusion isn't real. Your muscles don't get bored. They don't recognize a bicep curl versus a hammer curl and decide to stop responding out of spite. Muscle doesn't grow because a workout felt new. It doesn't grow because you sweated. It doesn't grow because your heart rate spiked. It doesn't grow because a supplement label used the word anabolic. Muscle is not emotional tissue. It does not respond to variety. It does not respond to intensity of feeling. It responds to a very small number of specific biological signals, and if those signals aren't present, you can train for years and barely change. Think of your muscle like a locked door. There are exactly 3 keys that open it. You can bang on that door with 1,000 different exercises. You can decorate the door. You can buy expensive products and stand next to the door. None of that matters if you don't have the keys. Today, you get all 3, and once you see them, you'll realize most of what you've been doing was just noise around the door.
Key number 1, progressive mechanical tension. Here's the actual mechanism. When a muscle is placed under enough resistance, the muscle fibers experience microscopic tears. Your body senses this as a threat and rebuilds the fiber slightly thicker and stronger than it was before so it can handle that load next time. That's it. That's the entire biological trigger for growth. Tension. The muscle has to work against real resistance close to its current capacity. But here's the part almost nobody applies correctly. The tension has to progressively increase. If you bench the same weight for the same reps for the next year, your body has already adapted. It built exactly enough muscle to handle that load, and it has 0 reason to build more. This is why so many men train hard for years and look almost identical to when they started. They're working, they're just not progressing. They walk in, they do their sets, they walk out. The workout felt hard, but the stimulus never changed. The fix? Every single week, something has to get harder. More weight, more reps, slower tempo, less rest between sets, harder variation of the same movement. If nothing progressed this week, your body has no signal to adapt. Write your numbers down. Every session, you should be trying to beat what you did last time, even if it's just 1 more rep or 5 more seconds of control on the way down. That's the whole game. No progressive tension, no growth. It doesn't matter how many exercises you know, how much you sweat, or how sore you get. Without this key, the door doesn't open. Tension gets you in the door, but tension alone burns you out. If you don't understand key number 2, you'll train hard for months and actually get weaker instead of stronger. Here's why. Key number 2, sufficient recovery. Here's what almost nobody tells you. You don't build muscle in the gym. The gym is where you damage the muscle. You build it afterward while you're eating and while you're asleep. Think about what actually happens on a training day. You break down muscle tissue, you deplete your energy stores, you create micro damage across the fibers you just trained. You leave the gym weaker than when you walked in, not stronger. Growth happens in the 24 to 72 hours after, when your body repairs that tissue back thicker and more capable than before. If you don't give it what it needs during that window, none of that rebuilding happens properly. Here's specifically what the muscle needs. First, sleep, 7 to 9 hours. Your body releases the majority of its repair hormones during deep sleep. Cut your sleep to 5 hours a night, and you are actively sabotaging every hard set you did that week. Second, protein. Without amino acids, your body has no raw material to rebuild the fiber. You can train like an animal and still barely grow if you're not feeding the repair job. Aim for roughly 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of your goal body weight every day. Spread it across 3 to 4 meals so your body always has material on hand. Third, time between sessions for the same muscle group. You cannot demolish your chest on Monday and expect it to be ready to grow again by Wednesday. Most muscle groups need 48 to 72 hours to fully repair before they're ready for another hard session. Here's the trap most people fall into. They think more is always better, so they train the same muscle every single day, convinced that extra volume equals extra growth. What actually happens is they never let the repair process finish before tearing the tissue down again. You are not weak if you need rest days. You are not lazy if you sleep 8 hours. Recovery is not the opposite of training. It is the second half of training. Skip it, and you're only doing half the job. Tension breaks the muscle down. Recovery builds it back up. But there's a third piece that decides whether any of this actually happens consistently. And this is the one almost everyone underestimates.
Key number 3, consistency over time. Here's the part nobody wants to hear because it isn't exciting. Muscle grows slowly, painfully, frustratingly slowly. A realistic natural rate of muscle gain for most men is somewhere around 1 to 2 pounds of actual muscle tissue per month in the best circumstances. And that number drops the longer you've been training. That means the visible difference between month 1 and month 2 of a program is almost nothing. Your brain wants proof today. Your muscle fibers operate on a calendar measured in months. This is where almost everyone breaks. They train hard for 3 or 4 weeks. They don't see dramatic changes in the mirror, so they conclude the program isn't working. They switch programs. They switch again. They add supplements. They change their split. Every single time they restart, they reset the adaptation clock back to 0. Here's the biological reality your body adapts to, whatever consistent stimulus you give it. But consistent means the same core movements, the same progressive approach for months at a time, not weeks. The men who actually transform their physiques are not doing anything you don't already know. They are simply still doing it 12 months from now, while everyone else already quit and moved on to the next exciting program. 3 months is where you start noticing change yourself in the mirror. 6 months is where other people start asking questions. 12 months is where you look like a different person entirely. The frustrating truth is the exercises don't need the change. The program doesn't need the change. You need to stop changing it. 3 keys: tension, recovery, consistency. That's the entire system. But here's what most men get wrong, even after they learn this.
Let's talk about everything that doesn't matter. Does not matter if you do bicep curls standing, sitting, or on a preacher bench. The muscle does not know the difference. It only knows the tension you subjected it to. It does not matter which supplement stack you're taking if your total protein and calories are already covered. You are paying for colorful urine. It does not matter if your workout has a cool name or if an influencer designed it. A program is only as good as whether you can progressively overload it and repeat it for months without quitting. It does not matter if you switch your split every few weeks, chasing the feeling of something new. That feeling is dopamine, not muscle growth. It does not matter how sore you are the next day. Soreness is not a growth indicator. It's just an indicator that a movement was unfamiliar to your nervous system. Some of the best growth-producing sessions of your life will leave you barely sore at all. Strip all of that away, and here's what's left. Resistance, heavy enough to challenge the muscle, increasing gradually over time. Enough protein and sleep to repair it, and the discipline to keep doing that for months without quitting. That's it. That's the entire system. Everything else is a t-shirt with a barbell on it. 3 keys, that's the whole video. Key 1, progressive mechanical tension. Make the resistance harder every week, even in small amounts. Key 2, sufficient recovery. 7 to 9 hours of sleep, enough protein, and 48 to 72 hours before hitting the same muscle again. Key 3, Consistency over time. The same core approach repeated for months, not weeks. No magic split, no secret supplement, no muscle confusion, no shiny new program. Just tension, recovery, and time applied without interruption. The men who look like they lift are not smarter than you. They are not more genetically gifted than you. They simply stopped looking for the next shortcut and started doing the boring 3 things on repeat for a year.
If you want to know exactly how to structure your training so every single session includes real progressive tension, I broke down the full home workout blueprint in the video on screen. Watch that next, but hear me on this. You can keep chasing the next program, the next supplement, the next trend, or you can pick the same simple system and run it for the next 12 months. Drop the number of months you've been training in the comments, and I'll tell you honestly if it's your program that's broken or just your patience. I'll see you in the next one.